having a good morning if you hadn't started this ridiculous charade about me ordering a nightshirt. What on earth are you on about?
I think people are fascinated by what you order from online businesses, and I think ordering a nightshirt seems a pretty odd thing to do, particularly as we're in the middle of summer.
Yeah, well...
You know, why would you want to order a flannel nightshirt in the middle of summer?
I have not ordered a flannel nightshirt. The picture that you've put out is a picture that's been scrambled together, as usual.
No.
You know, with a bit of trickery on on the social, what's it called?
Twitter.
Communication network.
The social communication network.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. To try and make me look oafish, which is ridiculous. However,
it's not easy.
However, it only comes from the fact that I did mention to you yesterday, now you've taken advantage of my good nature.
Yeah.
I just said that, you know, very hard to sleep in the summer with these hot weather and all that, and I am reviewing my choice of nightwear. That's all. It's as simple as that's all I ever said.
Well, a lot of people
all of a sudden you start making up stories about me to make me look like some sort of a jerk.
Well, that's not true. And in fact, there are lots and lots of people who are very appreciative of me sending this out. What it is a nightshirt for the cost of it's 100% cotton summer nightshirt, only £35, or in your case you get 2 for £60.
What do you mean in my case?
Well, if you would like to order 2 of them, it says here, once you've worn a nightshirt, you'll never go back.
Is that right?
Supremely comfortable and elegant, our classic design now features smart white piping, a bit like, what's his name, David Gower's suit yesterday.
Oh, I see, okay.
A Peter Pan collar and matching pocket.
Great. At this point, do I reveal that actually the only person in this studio of 2 who's ever worn a nightshirt is you?
Well, a very long time ago I wore a nightshirt, when I was very much younger.
So now you're taking the mickey out of me because I haven't even ordered a nightshirt.
Well, you have.
No, I haven't.
Well, I mean, maybe they haven't got your size. It says sizes up to 3XL.
Oh, very funny indeed. Just as I mentioned it yesterday. Now, what a hypocrite.
Yeah.
You actually did have a nightshirt. What sort of nightshirt?
I had, well, it was bought for me, right, by my mother. When I lived at home, when I was around about 17 or 18, because it was so cold.
What, sorry, at 17 or 18, your mother was still buying your clothes for you?
Well, she would buy me Christmas presents.
This is revealing some detail about your past,
well, why wouldn't you receive presents? I know you didn't used to get gifts from your family because they all hated you, but I mean, I used to get Christmas presents from my mother, and one Christmas she bought me a nightshirt.
You didn't say that. You said
she bought me a nightshirt.
Oh, no, my mother bought me a nightshirt, like she buys all your clothing. Did you buy your socks? Did you buy your underpants?
She didn't buy my clothing.
Did she buy your shirts?
Look, I know that your mother really, really abandoned you when you were a young kid and let you stagger about and not being allowed into the, into the inner sanctum of the family.
Rubbish.
But I got Christmas presents from my mother, and one year she bought me a nightshirt.
And did you wear it?
I did wear it, yeah.
You looked like a fool in it.
I didn't actually.
What did it look like? Billy Smart Circus?
No, it was actually, it was kind of a warm flannel nightshirt because it was for the winter months.
Right.
When it was too cold to sleep in anything, but I sometimes used to sleep with a hat on in the house because it was so cold.
Because you're caring parents.
My father didn't know, he didn't believe in central heating. He said it was bad for you.
Yes.
And so we had these little Dimplex heaters, and in the middle of winter, they weren't good enough to heat the house.
No, your caring
frozen.
Your caring parents loved you and your sister so much that they wouldn't have been bothered if you'd have frozen to death overnight in your.
No, my father was a spot. I used to call him. No, it was in Hampstead. Yes,
yeah.
not in some poor part of Birkenhead where you came from.
Well, yeah.
The point is this.
You have the cheapest property in the whole of Hampstead.
Not true. Incorrect.
Yeah.
No, there was a cheaper one than ours, somewhere down the road. The point is this.
Oh, sorry, second cheapest.
No, there was definitely at least one cheaper. No, the point is that he believed that if you had too much central heating, it was actually physically bad for your health.
Yes.
It would create dust in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It would make you into a soft southerner.
I agree with that.
And he was a hard Scotsman who said, it was good enough for me to grow up without in central heating, so it's good enough for you.
A hardy Scotsman down from the north.
And to be fair, what he did. Yeah, right, calm down. What he did pass on to me was a very sort of healthy physique. Because I've thank God, I've always been relatively healthy.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, have had nothing but medical troubles all your life.
Yeah.
Because you were obviously brought up badly.
No, that wasn't my fault.
Really?
No, it wasn't my fault that my father...
Self-inflicted then, was it?
Had a heart problem which he passed on to me.
That was nice of him.
Well, it wasn't intentional. Of course it wasn't. Nobody knew what it was.
Really?
Even after he died, nobody knew what it was.
No.
So that was a bit unfortunate. But
Yeah,
there you go. We have to cope with these things in life. Anyway,
absolutely right.
A man who's
we've got an awful lot more things to talk about, which are much more important than your upbringing and my nightshirt.
I'm just about to...
Okay, so you're a rocket scientist. That don't impress me much. So you got the brains, but have you got the touch?
You like a bit of Shania Twain?
Shania Twain, very good.
Yeah. You know that song, don't you? That don't impress me much.
Yeah, well,
It's quite an old song, but it's a good one.
Quite an old song. A lot of songs we all know, you recognise orally, by your ear.
Orally with an AU, yes.
With an AU, that's right, yeah. And then you put a face to the... the record I loved for years and years, and I never knew who sung it, was Everywhere You Go, You Can Take the Weather. and I thought, I wonder who made that.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, I found out it was Crowded House.
Yes.
But then I listened to some other Crowded House stuff, and I
Yeah.
didn't like anything else they'd ever
Oh,
done.
really? Oh, they've
Yeah.
got... Well, if you listen to even you would probably like their Great
This
Hits
is a
album.
bugbear of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, who was that?
I don't know.
It sounded like Ian Holloway.
Yeah,
Why is interrupting? Who are you?
Yeah.
Anyway, Shania Twain, who...
Good arse, isn't it?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, let's listen to what Ian Holloway had to say, because, of course, he was
Yes.
talking yesterday at the Stanwell's testimonial, and he was talking about people not being happy about the transfer market.
Indeed.
This is a bugbear of mine at the minute. Everybody's looking at why haven't we signed, why haven't we done this, and what some of my words the other week were taken and turning as if I'm having a go at our owners. Well, to be fair, I don't agree with you. I don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes we'll have people who will be better oiled, better drilled, better balanced in their squad than we've got at the minute. But I tell you what, I couldn't ask any more from my lads, and stop thinking about why aren't we buying them, why aren't we buying them. That's the old-fashioned QPR for me. That is the old-fashioned problem. Why aren't you buying us somebody like that? Why aren't we buying it? Why aren't we doing it? I'm not interested. Not interested. I've changed the scouting structure. That needs time to take place, and it needs time for our squad to evolve. When contracts are running out and people are changing, yeah, that's when we might be really able to change it, and that's in a year's time, 2 windows away. So if you're looking for fancy Dan signings and all that, you might have to look somewhere else, really. You know, to be perfectly honest with you, we know where we're going. Me, Lee, Les, Gary, we know where we're going, we know what we're doing, and we're going to do it the right way.
That's great. What's he talking about?
No idea.
We know where we're going.
You know where we're
Who
going.
are you?
He says that's old-fashioned QPR, that is.
Not signing players.
No, I was
We
about
won't
to-
do any of that.
No, I was about to
Signing
say.
players.
I was about to say, he was saying, people were saying to me, why aren't you signing him? Why aren't you signing him? And why aren't you signing that player?
Why are they
Well,
signing Fancy Dan?
Yeah. So then you say, then he says, that's old-fashioned QPR, that is. And as you've just pointed out, it's really old-fashioned to buy players during the transfer window.
Yeah.
There you
He's
go,
changed-
that's old-fashioned, that
He's
is.
changed the scouting around so that we don't sign anyone. That's what we're
Change
doing.
the scouting. So now we're not buying nobody,
Who are you?
And by the way, we're not having a fancy Dan signing, and do you know why? Because we know what we're doing. You know who we are?
Yeah.
Me and Les and Lee
yeah.
and Gary.
We know where we're going.
We know where we're going. No fancy Dans
I
round
have to
here.
say, he has got to be one of the most entertaining managers around, isn't he, Ian Holloway? I wish he was back sort of in the Premier League, but I mean, we'll have to see, keep an eye on him at QPR.
That's right, yeah. That was a very long-winded explanation as to why QPR haven't bought
He's
anybody.
basically saying, look, we're not buying anyone.
We have a new policy.
Yeah.
Don't buy.
We're not buying anyone
Yeah.
because there are questions about QPR and about how much money they've got,
Yeah, exactly.
and whether or not they're going to rebuild or they're going to. Well, they're supposed to be building a new stadium. What's happened to all that?
Well, I don't know, but
We don't know where we're going.
The most difficult point of his argument to understand was old-fashioned. It is old-fashioned QPR.
It's old QPR.
All right,
Well, you should ask some QPR fans what they think.
Old-fashioned QPR. They used to buy players.
Yeah.
Not
It's
any more
old-fashioned,
of that.
No.
Not any more of that no more.
Who are you?
We're not fancy Dans, Not me and Lee and Les and Gary. Eh?
So you got the brains, but have you got the touch? Now don't get me wrong, yeah, I think you're alright, but that won't keep me warm in the middle of the night. That don't impress me much.